Hello chaps, how are you all doing? And like I said, we're going to build this little Jeep with the British Special Air Service Jeep, the SAS Jeep. It's basically a Willys Jeep all kitted out for the desert patrols. So without any further ado, let's go down to the bench and let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it like I said, like Simon Kemp does his, is we'll have a look at the instructions. We'll do a portion. We'll have a look at the piece, go back, look at the instructions, do it. Now it's only a small, very small kit, so we'll probably have it done in two sections rather than up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, so we'll go down to the bench. I'll just move the camera. See, out and down to the bench. There we are. There's me mouse. We don't need to see me mouse. We need to see the rest of it. Okay. Now, as you see, I have my Beasley mug, and I have my tools ready to go. The basic ones that you need for starting. A good knife, sprue cutters, and a tweezers. I always find use for bloody well tweezers, and you always want it when it's up and around somewhere. So I usually kind of start off with it down. I also find handy to have close by some toothpicks in case I need to do some filling and things, and have my my sprue glue right there, and I have my little block with my three glues. Okay, so let's just open the box. Let's start off with the box over there with our parts. We'll start off with our instruction sheet. Okay, now first off we got to do the make the starting on the chassis. We got the wheels to be made, the center section with the seats, the two sides go on. That goes onto that. Another couple of little bits, and then we got two assemblies here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring us up as far as step 5. Okay. Then we'll have a look at what I've done, and then we'll come on and we'll do another bit. Okay. Now I find this board dead handy for all that kind of stuff. I clip the instructions to it, and it's right there in front of me. I'll show you exactly what it is. It's just a little A4 cutting mat that I've, as you see, destroyed with paints and things like that, and a little stand you buy inside in pound shops. It's for a laptop or whatever, or not a laptop, but more of a tablet kind of stand or book stand kind of thing. Pop in my instructions there, and they're right in front of me. They're out of the way. They're not going to, you're not going to get them sprue glue all over them. Learn by your mistakes. So we start off. Okay, where are we? Right, I'll come back to you as soon as I have down as far as step 5. Right, I've got that much done, and as you can see now from the instructions, I need to shine off from there. I mark off what I've got done in green. Okay, just mark it off there. So I've got down as far as the bonnet is done, and the radiator, section is done. Okay, so we'll have a look at them. Okay, we'll have a look at what I've done. Right, we've got the Jeep body. It's basically done. Okay, fit wise, it could have been better. Could have been better, especially for Tamiya kit. You'd expect them to kind of fall together, and especially a little kit this size, you'd expect it even to fall together faster. But no, it needed a bit of filler along here. I don't know whether you can see that or not now, but in there, little gap there, you can see a little bit of filler line. Needed a bit of filler in there, and the other side, obviously, around this little box down here. It needed a bit of filler around that as well. That's really it. Another place I put a bit of filler in there just to kind of help secure the gaps and things. So that's the little tub. Apart from, it fitted together okay. It's just that it left a couple of little gaps in places that I wasn't happy with, so I decided to fill. Then what have we got? We've got our wheels. These are the spare wheels. It was just to pop a cap into those. Pop a cap. Then you got two different ones. You got the rear wheels and the front wheels. Right? Now, I don't know which is bloody well which, because I should have taken note. Should have written them on the back of them or something, but there's no real difference. The only difference is, I did find one little difference. These ones have a slight little protrusion in there, just compared to that one. That seems to be flatter than the inside of that. So I'm sure I'll find out. But when I look at the drawings, they look both the same. So, and that's the only difference. There's no difference in size. So I suppose fitting them together, we'll go with the flow and we'll get them on some way, says you. Excuse me. Right, we've also got the hood or the bonnet. Now there was the front section to go on there. There was the compass and these two little items here, which I do not know what they are, but they're on anyway. Okay, those two little yokes there are on, and that's the bonnet made. And then with the radiator grill, okay, you had the back section which had the grill piece on it, the front section and the two light pieces. Okay, so that's that made up. So that brings us as far as step 5. Okay, step 5. Yeah, there's our sub-assemblies of the wheels and these. Okay, now it does tell you up here to fit the spare wheels, right? And when you look at them, okay, the mounts for them, one is at a slight angle, one is straight. Why? I don't know, it's just probably the way they are. Okay, but when you fit them, you fit this I don't know what you'd call it. I really don't know what it's called. I must find out what the bloody thing is called. We call it a duck board or something. But there's a board here, okay, and what they are is they're aluminium sheets with little holes in them, and if they get bogged down in sand or the mud and things like that, you can stick this under the back tire and reverse out of it, because you've got your traction in your back wheels with the Jeeps. Okay, as far as I know, I don't know. But are they 4-wheel drive? They're probably 4-wheel drive, but they're the boards anyway for getting out of stuff like that. Okay, I'm not fitting them at the moment. I got to decide for painting. You know, you got to always think of painting down the line. Am I going to be able to get in there? If I get in there, am I going to sort of see into a place where I can't get to with paint? And because this is all holes in it, and you're going over tires which are going to be black and say the sandy colour in the middle, if I go over that with that, I won't get the colours in properly. So I've decided to leave them off just for the moment. We'll you know, further down the line we might decide, sure, fucking me, sticking me. You know what I mean? Right, so we're basically at that stage, okay, which is step 6. So step 6 is we got to put on the backs of the seats, so a couple of handles here, steering column, or gear shift, or 4-wheel drive transfer shift, sticking on our bonnet, sticking on our radiator, constructing the figures, and then all the stowage and guns and things. Okay, on step 8. Step 9 is basically fitting everything in, and 10 is, you know, the last of the fitting on and things like that. So what I'll do is I will get this bit done, okay, and I'm going to stick on the steering wheel, because I'm going to have this chap, it shows the figure there with his hands on the steering wheel. I want him to have their hands up. If you remember what I said from the thing, I want them to be surrendering. Okay, so what we're going to do, well, I'll leave off the steering wheel because it might get broken off anyway, but I'll get this bit done. We'll get all the stowage made up and cleaned off and stacked, the Lewis guns sorted out and things. It says Vickers, It's a Lewis gun. I thought they were Lewis guns, but it says Vickers gun anyway. So we will get all that done. We're not going to go with the 50 cal. We're going with the twin Lewis machine guns. Yeah, we'll go with the twin. We'll go with this one here with the twin machine guns there and the single one there at the back. Okay. Oh, that one has a single Vickers with the 50 cal up the front and loads of guns everywhere. We'll get them all made up anyway, and we'll decide. That's the way to do it. We'll decide then where they go. So, bear with me. I'll get all the rest of it done. That's basically it then, construction-wise, isn't it? I mean, that didn't take me that long, and the rest isn't going to take me too long either. So, I'll get stuck in with that, and I'll get back to you as soon as it's all done. Okay? Catch you in a minute. Right, lads, so here we are. If you remember the last time, we got as far as step 5, where we did the bonnets and all that kind of thing. We did all that construction. Alright, so the next bit, step 6, where we put on the seats, backs, the steering column, gear shift, 4-wheel drive shift, a few handles. We put on the bonnet, we put on the radiator. Like I said, I'm not putting on the wheels, the spare wheels just yet. We'll talk about that now in a minute. Haven't started on the figures yet, that's my next step. And basically did the put all the jerry cans together, okay, and made up our Vickers machine guns. They're Vickers Type K machine gun, if anybody's interested. That's what they are, Vickers Type K. Also, what I've added, I'm after adding this here, which is a little rack at the back. The rack at the back, I used some bits and pieces out of the spare parts box. These are actually off a Dragon Panzer 3, and it's the they give you loads of, you know yourself, when you buy a Dragon kit you get loads and loads of extra bits and pieces, and if memory serves me right, these pieces are actually off the one of the options for the aerial box thing, okay, and it was nice and thin, it did the job, and I just made up that little rack, fitted it in there, and used just bits of round sprue there just to hold it up in the corners, and that'll be for the jerry cans. At least now the jerry cans, when they sit in, they're not going to be so high looking. Because if you look at the jerry cans when you sit them in, they're high jerry cans, and at least now they've got something to back up against. That's that, and I put in a little bit of extra sprue there, around there, and that mount, sorry, I was showing you and I couldn't even see, but show you on camera, it'd be handy. On the condenser here, I just basically just piped in the condenser into the radiator, okay, it was just extra water. And I fitted the Vickers machine guns, okay, both of them nicely fitted. And what we've left is we've got all the stowage. Now, I made up the jerry cans, okay, they're all made up and done and cleaned off and God knows what else. Literally just before I set up the video, all this stuff, I just took it off the sprue. Literally just after taking it off the sprue. So it's still got all its, its sprue gates, just still a bit of seam lines to be cleaned up on them. On the boxes, as you can see, they're pretty hefty seam lines to be filled up on those. So they all got to be cleaned off. The storage has to be cleaned off. We got our little Lewis gun ammo boxes. If that will zoom in there, right? Okay. Excuse me, your fingers. I mean, they're battered and God knows what else. And the bags need to be cleaned off as well. So my next step now is to sort of dry fit all that storage in there and figure out how much of it I can actually get glued in before I got to paint, if you get me. So I'm not so all these things aren't on little sticks and painting them all and then putting them all in after it's been painted. Thing about I find about that is, if you paint up all that, then paint all these as separates. I mean, there's a shovel there as well, and there's a few other little bits and pieces that have to go on, you know. Once you fit them on, or sorry, when you're putting them on, after you've glued it, you're going to end up with little white spots that the glue marks, and you know, the glue makes the paint run in sections, and I just don't like it. Okay, I know you can, you know, use a bit of CA glue and get some tiny little bits, and I'm just not happy with that way. I like doing it this way, whereas I can get as much fitted as I can, get all that blast painted, then detail paint that as a full unit, and then add on anything that needs to be added on that I can't get in. Do you mean, like with the spare wheels, they go on at the back. Now I'll probably get them on it, but I don't know, because it's going to be of different colours, and you're going to painting the black in around the bottom is going to be hard. So I'll paint them separately, then fit them on. And there's a grill. Oh, that's right. No, it's the figures. Steering wheel. Oh, so there's it. Yeah. There's this grill thing here. Okay. And what that is, they're aluminium boards. I don't know what they're called. I must check and find out what they're bloody well called. And what they are is, if you get stuck in the sand or in the mud or whatever, you slide. I mean, there's actually two together there. Well, there should be two together, because they, you know, and they slide them under the wheels, and they give them traction. They can get out of wherever they are. Okay, like I said, we've got our steering wheel. That still has to be done. There's still sort of a few bits of weapons, water bottles. There's a shovel. We've got our figures, and we've got some small arms then to go into it as well. But that's really just, it's as good as finished as far as I'm concerned, construction wise. Just needs to be cleaned off and stuff. So my next step is to get stuck in and get the figures done. Like I said, I want the two chaps to have their hands up, as opposed to how they're supposed to be. Well, how they're moulded to fit, as in, you know, down in one guy on his hands in the steering wheel and things. I'm going to change them around so that they're surrendering, or they've just been captured, should I say. They don't really have much choice. And we'll get back and we'll have a look at it then at that stage. Okay, so I'll leave it at that for this video. Like I said, the fit and that, it could be better. It could be better. If it was a newer, say, a new Bronco kit or whatever, it'd be beautiful, beautiful fit. This is an old 1974 Tamiya kit, so you got to take that into consideration. And the fit isn't 100%. Normal old Tamiya kits, they always fit together perfectly. This is one now that I should say I've had to work at a bit. It's taken a bit of filler here and there in places and stuff. A couple of gaps and things that I wasn't quite happy with. So all in all, it's not a bad kit. It's not a bad kit, and it's only a tenner. So you know, you can't whinge for a tenner. And we'll see how it, you know, what it turns out like for a finish. That's the main thing, isn't it? What actually you end up with, not what you're given. So okay, I'm going to leave it at that, lads. Catch you in the next one. Stay safe, and in the meantime, be nice to each other. Don't forget to give it the old thumbs up, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe, unless you've already subscribed. And if you have subscribed, thank you very, very much. I do really appreciate it. I really do. So until I catch you in the next one, stay safe, be nice to one another, and go out and buy yourself a kit, build it, and enjoy it. This is John signing off.